Have you ever wondered if the moon is hiding something from us? Not aliens. Not secret bases. Something even stranger. Because tonight's story begins with a discovery that should have been impossible. A discovery buried on the far side of the moon. A place no human on Earth can ever see with the naked eye. And for one scientist, uncovering the truth would turn his life upside down. Before we begin, if you enjoy mysterious space stories and unexplained cosmic discoveries, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments what you think is really hiding on the dark side of the moon. Now let's begin. Dr. Ethan Reeves had spent his entire life staring at the sky. When he was a child, he owned a small telescope that barely worked. Night after night, he would sit outside looking at the moon, wondering what existed beyond the side that always faced Earth. Most people called it the dark side of the moon. Scientists called it the far side. Either way, it remained one of the most mysterious places humanity had ever explored. Years later, Ethan became a respected lunar researcher working at a major observatory. His life was predictable. Analyze data, review images, write reports, repeat. Nothing exciting ever happened. Until one ordinary Tuesday morning, a new lunar satellite had begun sending back incredibly detailed images of the moon's far side. The mission was routine. No one expected any groundbreaking discoveries. The moon had been studied for decades. Surely there were no surprises left. At least that's what everyone believed. Ethan was reviewing thousands of images when something unusual caught his eye. A strange shape. At first he assumed it was a shadow. The moon is full of optical illusions. But this looked different. The edges appeared too straight, too precise, too perfect. His heart began beating faster. He zoomed in, then again, and again. The image became clearer. The object stretched for several miles across the lunar surface. It wasn't shaped like a crater. It wasn't a mountain. It wasn't anything nature should have created. Ethan stared at the screen in silence. The room suddenly felt smaller. His palms became sweaty. There had to be a mistake. Some kind of software error. Corrupted data. Anything. Because the alternative made no sense. For the next week, he checked every possible explanation. Different image sources. Different satellites. Different processing methods. The object remained. Every single time. The more he investigated, the stranger it became. The structure appeared connected to a massive circular region nearby. Even more disturbing, faint patterns surrounded the area. Patterns that looked intentional. Engineered. Designed. Ethan knew he needed a second opinion. So he brought the images to his supervisor. The older scientist studied them quietly. For several minutes neither man spoke. Finally the supervisor looked up. "Delete these files." Ethan blinked. "What? Delete them? I don't understand." The supervisor leaned closer. His voice dropped to a whisper. "Some discoveries create more problems than answers." A cold chill ran through Ethan's body. This wasn't skepticism. This wasn't scientific debate. This felt like fear. Real fear. That night Ethan couldn't sleep. The images replayed endlessly in his mind. Why would a respected scientist react like that? Why was everyone suddenly acting nervous? The next morning things became even stranger. His access permissions had been restricted. Several files had disappeared. Research folders he had worked on for months were suddenly gone. When he questioned the IT department, nobody gave him a straight answer. The message was clear. Stop asking questions. But Ethan couldn't. Curiosity had driven him his entire life. Now it was consuming him. Weeks passed. Quietly, he continued investigating. He copied files, downloaded backups, cross-referenced archived lunar scans dating back decades. And then he found something shocking. The anomaly had been visible before. Not once. Not twice. Multiple times. Different missions. Different countries. Different decades. Yet every mention of it vanished from official records. The pattern was impossible to ignore. Someone knew. Someone had known for years. And they didn't want anyone talking about it. The discovery changed everything. What began as scientific curiosity became an obsession. Ethan stopped spending time with friends. His apartment filled with maps, images, notes, and calculations. Every wall became covered in evidence. Every night blurred into the next. Sometimes he would look out his window at the moon hanging silently above the city, the same moon humanity had studied for centuries. Yet suddenly it felt unfamiliar, almost unsettling, like staring into the face of someone you thought you knew, only to realize they had been hiding something all along. Months later, Ethan finally uncovered a classified report from an old lunar mission. Most of it was heavily censored. Large sections had been blacked out, but one sentence remained visible. Just one. Further investigation of the anomaly is not recommended. That was it. No explanation. No conclusion. Nothing. Just a warning. And somehow that warning terrified him more than anything else. Because scientists don't stop investigating mysteries. They investigate them precisely because they are mysteries. Unless they discover something they wish they hadn't. The deeper Ethan dug, the more resistance he faced. Funding requests were denied. Research proposals disappeared. Professional colleagues avoided him. People stopped returning his calls. His reputation began suffering. Whispers spread through academic circles. Some called him obsessed. Others called him paranoid. A few even suggested he was losing his mind. And maybe that's what hurt most. Not the secrecy. Not the missing files. But watching people he trusted slowly distance themselves. Still, he refused to quit. Because the evidence remained. Silent. Waiting. Hidden on the far side of the moon. Then came the turning point. A newly released set of images arrived from another lunar mission. Higher resolution than anything available before. Ethan's hand shook as he opened them. His heart pounded. There it was. Clearer than ever. The structure. The circular formation. The geometric patterns. No distortion. No error. No doubt. For several seconds he simply stared. All the years of questions. All the ridicule. All the sleepless nights. Validated. The anomaly was real. Whether it was an unusual geological formation, an unknown natural phenomenon, or something entirely different, one fact could no longer be denied. Something unusual existed on the far side of the moon. Something science still couldn't fully explain. And that mystery remained unsolved. Today, the dark side of the moon continues to fascinate researchers around the world. New missions continue mapping its surface. New images continue arriving. And while many questions have been answered, countless others remain. Perhaps one day humanity will finally uncover every secret hidden there. Or perhaps some mysteries will always remain beyond our reach, waiting silently in the darkness, watching, just beyond our view. And maybe that's what makes the moon so fascinating. Not what we know, but what we don't. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments. What do you think is really hiding on the dark side of the moon? And until next time, keep looking up. Crescent Moon.